I have just eaten the last meal that I'm gonna have for 5 whole days. Now, I've only ever tried fasting once before, and that was actually very recently. It was during, I think it was Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, where I fasted for 19 hours. But this fast is going to be a total of 120 hours for a total of 5 days. And I'm a little bit nervous, to be completely honest with you. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm excited to share it with you and just kind of day by day show you how I feel, how everything goes, and hopefully what positive things come out of it at the end. It's about 1 p.m. right now, and I just want to say that I've already started thinking about food and what I want to snack on right now. I think this kind of already shows not only how challenging this fast is going to be, but also how psychologically dependent on constantly eating I really am. I'm hoping that by the end of this, I'll have much more willpower and not so dependent on constantly eating throughout the day. So anyways, we'll get past it. I think my stomach will probably start gargling at about 4 p.m. So we'll see how it goes. This was from breakfast this morning. Yeah, look at that. Big blueberry muffin, all covered in sugar. Every time I sit down at my laptop to do some work, I just want a nice cup of coffee, and this thing would go so well with that. But it's the first day of the 5-day fast, so hopefully all the preservatives in it will keep it fresh for the end of the 5 days. All right, it is about 5:30, if you can see that. And I've been driving a lot today. I've been driving all over the place, and I'm definitely getting pretty hungry. And mentally, I am looking forward to finally eating again, to having dinner. And I'm starting already to have to tell my stomach that that's not gonna happen tonight, and it's not gonna happen for the next 5 nights. We'll see how it continues, but it's a little bit sad to know that I won't be returning to a nice hot meal at the end of the day. You know that feeling when you're really hungry and all you start to think about is food? Not like if you're fasting or anything, but just it's a normal day and you haven't eaten in a while and you start to think some ramen sounds really good right now, or I could go for a nice burger. Maybe we should go to In-N-Out. That's kind of where I am right now. I don't feel really bad, but I'm definitely hungry, and when I think about food, I can really imagine what the flavor of that food would taste like, and it's hard not to think about that, so I have to try to focus my mind elsewhere, otherwise it'll be really difficult to go to sleep. But yeah, that's what it's like. This is nearing the end of, I guess, the first day, but really it's only been not even 12 hours yet. We'll see what it's like tomorrow morning. So I made it past the first night, and I feel okay. I don't really feel hunger pain or anything, but I did have a ton of dreams about eating, specifically about accidentally eating and then realizing that I had just swallowed some food and then panicking about it. That's what my dreams were about, and I had several of them throughout the night. Right now, it's about 3 hours short of noon, which means it's been about 21 hours. So it's officially the longest time that I've gone without eating. So I broke my record. That's cool. We'll see how the day goes. So far, it seems manageable if I feel the way I feel now. All right, so it's already well past noon on Sunday, which means I've officially passed the 24-hour mark. So I made it through the first official day, and I actually feel fine right now. I feel completely fine, not really feeling particularly hungry. My stomach doesn't hurt. Really, it's just a matter of every once in a while when I smell food or when I let myself think about food, I just think how satisfying it would be to eat something. But aside from that, my energy level is fine so far. My stomach is fine so far, and I haven't felt a lapse in focus or anything really noticeable yet. Anyways, I'm gonna finish the rest of my day, maybe give another update before I go to bed, but if I feel the way I do now, then it probably won't be very big of a difference. Okay, the time right now is 6:30 in the evening, and I just woke up from a nap. I've been feeling a little bit more tired and a little bit more like lazy and stuff like that. When I woke up, it was a little bit harder to actually get myself up, and I was a little bit worried about like getting up too fast because just kind of the way that my body felt. I was a little bit worried about standing up too fast and then feeling really lightheaded or dizzy. Before I've been kind of cruising and I've felt pretty decent, but right about now I'm feeling like I consciously want, you know, a meal and I want to eat some food. I kind of had this sensation of like, you know how your body feels a little bit off or it feels a little different when you've like pulled an all-nighter, whether you've been studying or maybe you've been partying or something, and you just really pushed your body like without much sleep, without much nutrition. That's kind of what I felt like today. A little bit, I'm hesitant to say spaced out, but like there's just some kind of sensation in your body that you're kind of pushing things or your things are changing. I don't know. This might sound a little gross, but my breath, like inside of my mouth, feels like it's not as pleasant, I guess, to put it nicely. I'm not sure if that's just like having an empty stomach and I don't know, like gases or anything coming back up and nothing kind of holding anything down. But yeah, my breath doesn't really feel very fresh or anything, even though I've brushed my teeth a couple times today. I guess that's one little side effect. I have noticed that it's felt like I've had a lot more time during the day though, and I'm starting to think like how much of my day is revolved around eating, the process, the whole ritual of like preparing food, sitting down, watching something or listening to a book while you're eating, and then cleaning up afterwards. At least today and yesterday, I just felt like since I wasn't about to plan to eat even, I just had a lot more time on my hands. So I guess that could be a plus. I just keep thinking like it would be so nice to have a meal right now, or just have anything, like eat a banana or have a salad or a piece of bread. So yeah, it is 6:30 at night and the full 24 hours started at noon today. So I guess it's only been 30 hours since I started my fast. It feels like it's been at least 2 days already. I think it's because it's already nighttime and it's gotten dark, so it feels like the end of a second day. Who knows what things will be like before bed, and especially when I wake up tomorrow morning. We'll have to see about that. I'm looking forward to it, so we'll see how it continues. Anytime I walk around the house, there is just food everywhere, and it's so tempting to just stare at it and think about it. No matter what it is, if it's just a piece of fruit or a piece of bread, it just looks so tempting. Right now, it is 3 more hours before I get to 2 days. It's crazy because I started the fast on Saturday, and right now it's Monday. So for the most part, to me, it feels like it's been 3 days already. That's a little discouraging, but I try not to think about it too much, and I try to pace myself mentally, prepare myself mentally. How do I feel? I didn't sleep very well at all last night. I was waking up a lot. Every time I would fall back to sleep, I'd go right back into this like dream state, and it just kind of kept my mind working constantly. So I think that contributed to not sleeping very well. I think kind of coming into this with doing at least a decent amount of research, hearing other people's firsthand accounts of how their fast went, and then coming into it with the mindset that it will be a bit painful and it will be very difficult, I think is helping me so far, just with managing my expectations and getting through it in a very calm manner and not like being really desperate to eat anything. Hey guys. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This cup of water was my late lunch, and I took a nap a bit earlier. And overall, it is just past day 2, so I've passed the 48-hour mark, and I can definitely say that I'm pretty low on energy, feeling pretty lazy and slow. It feels a bit difficult to like get up from a couch or a bed or to walk around really fast or anything like that. So surprisingly, my stomach doesn't hurt at all still. Yeah, I really expected that to be an issue, like my stomach making all kinds of weird noises and feeling really a lot of pain. But so far that hasn't happened. I still think about food a lot. I am really looking forward to at least hitting the 3-day mark, just for the simple idea that in the very basic research that I've done on different forms of fasting and stuff like that, that it has been debated if this whole idea of like autophagy and cell rejuvenation take place from fasting 3 days or 5 days of only consuming water. So I still intend to do the full 5 days, but at least if I hit that 3-day mark, like I kind of feel like it'll be a personal milestone. And I totally think that I can do it. Good morning. It is almost day 3 of the fast. I think right now I'm at just about 70 hours going into this. Yesterday was a little bit difficult. I felt a little bit slow and lethargic and lazy. This morning so far, I feel pretty good. Actually, I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to this day 3 for the reasons that I mentioned yesterday, but also because it's just a little bit closer to the end of the fast. All right, so I officially survived day number 4. Today was a pretty early day. I woke up pretty early because I had a lot of stuff to do, and also because I had a horrible night's sleep last night. I tried to go to bed last night at around 9:30, and I think I just rolled around in bed trying to get comfortable, trying to just silence my mind until about 1:30 in the morning. So it was really miserable going to sleep. Last night I had this stupid dream where I had eaten a whole cucumber, and then later on in that same dream I started to eat a slice of pizza, and midway while I'm chewing that slice of pizza I suddenly realize I'm about to break my fast. And then the next thought that I have is I already broke my fast because I ate the cucumber earlier. I don't know, it's just one of those stupid dreams, and right after I had it I woke up and I'm lying in my bed, and I have to actually tell myself, okay, I'm in bed, I was sleeping, it was a dream, so I didn't break my fast. But when I woke up, I was actually really worried about that. I think the whole sleep process has been the most challenging thing about this 5-day fast. Actually, for most of the day today, I felt better than I did for the past 2 days. I still felt, I guess, a little bit slow, but I did take a short nap. And then once I did that, I felt really good. So my mind felt fine, my body maybe a little bit slow, but overall it felt okay. And today has been definitely easier for me physically than it has in the past 2 days. Other than that, I'm just so excited that tomorrow is the end of the whole fast. Noon tomorrow is when I can finally eat my first meal again. So my plan is to stay up as late as I can tonight, just working on my computer, maybe watch a movie or something so that I don't have to just roll around in bed and suffer, and hopefully I'll just get tired from staying up late. And then that way, not only will I kind of hopefully get rid of the whole terrible sleep process thing, but I will also wake up a little bit later in the day so that I will be that much closer to noontime when I do get out of bed. But yeah, until then, like I said, I'm just gonna try to do some work now, just take my mind off things, drink some more water, and then eventually go to sleep and get ready for tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Good morning. Today is the last day of the fast. It is about 8:30 in the morning right now, which means in just a few hours I can have my very first meal. I didn't have any dreams about accidentally breaking my fast yesterday. I stayed up a bit later last night so that I'd have an easier time going to sleep, and that kind of helped. I think I slept a little bit better last night, but I'm super excited about today. As you can see, I shaved the scruffiness here to kind of feel rejuvenated. And in a little bit, I'm going to think about exactly what I want to eat at noon today. Also, I actually weighed myself for the first time in this whole process of fasting. And even though weight loss definitely was not something that I wanted to get out of this, I weighed myself for the first time today, and I normally, before the fast, would weigh in at about 142 to 145. When I weighed myself this morning, I was 134. So I've lost about 8 pounds to 10 pounds, something like that, in just a period of 5 days. And I definitely noticed that I do look a lot leaner and quite skinnier. So for me, actually, I'll have to work on getting back some of the bulk and muscle, but it was a little bit shocking today. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having my first meal, which is going to be kind of carefully planned and is going to be very thought out about like what I put into my system, but it's going to taste so delicious no matter what it is, really. So I'm excited to show you guys what it is that I'm going to eat for the first time after 5 days of not eating, and just kind of maybe summarize this entire experience for you. So anyways, I'll see you around noon when I take my first bite. It is now past noon, so it is time to eat, which I'm so excited about. I went to pick up some groceries and I was kind of having a difficult time like keeping my mind off the excitement of eating again. This is what I picked up today. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be as exciting as you might hope. First, let me say that when looking for what to eat to break a fast, there is so much information out there and so many different recommendations from different people that it's a little bit confusing and it's a little bit hard to know, exactly what to do. But after browsing through a bunch of different people on YouTube and different blogs, I kind of decided to settle on a mix of like 2 different people that I heard from on YouTube. Now, out of those 2 videos, there was one that had a good idea for a shake. They made it very clear, in fact, all the different sources that I listened to made it very clear that breaking your fast is really important for your health. So I definitely don't want to do any meat, no heavy carbs, no sugars, and just kind of do things that are going to get my digestive system back on track. So this shake idea I thought was a pretty good one. And it's going to sound kind of gross, but the person on the YouTube channel actually made it look very good, and he said it tasted really good, so I'm just gonna trust that. And besides, it's not really about the taste anyway. So the first thing that I picked up was this bone broth, as you can see there. And bone broth supposedly has a lot of collagen, which helps to protect the stomach for the foods that are going to come. Basically, after you've been fasting, your digestive system has kind of shut down a bit and it needs to be rebooted. So this is supposed to be healthy for that. Same with this. This is coconut oil. I got that from Whole Foods as well. There is some raw almond butter, cream of tartar. Now for the shake, there are some other ingredients as well that I already have in the house, so I didn't need to pick those up, but they're gonna go into the shake. But aside from that, all I did was pick up a few avocados because I think that is gonna be a really good, nutritious snack with healthy fats in it, and I'll probably eat this like maybe an hour after I drink the shake. When I did my 19-day fast before Thanksgiving, one thing that I realized was that when you've gone through a fast and then you start eating stuff, it's super easy to just simply not feel full at all. I think Thanksgiving dinner, I ended up eating a full plate of like everything that we had. I didn't hold back on meat. I didn't hold back on carbs. I just ate whatever was there. And then I finished the plate and I felt like I was still super hungry, like I hadn't eaten anything. So I went and got another plate and I ate that. And then I think I had like one more half or small plate of food. Maybe an hour after that, maybe even less than that, my body just got super tired. I went upstairs and kind of inadvertently just crashed and fell asleep. I think with a 5-day fast, not only do I risk crashing if I eat too much too fast, but I also think that you risk health problems. I've heard from some people that you can have problems with your stomach, you can have problems with your kidneys, your pancreas, and just all the different elements of your digestive system when you put them into very heavy shock by suddenly gorging yourself after you've fasted. It's time now to finally have something to, I guess you could say, eat. When I first told my family that my first meal was going to be made of bone broth, they thought I was crazy and they thought it sounded disgusting. But the person that recommended this drink and taught about it on YouTube said it was delicious. So either he's lying and everybody that tries it after him is going to be terribly surprised, or it actually is delicious. But since I'm not too picky with food, and because I have not eaten in 5 days, I don't think it really matters. I definitely can't say that it's delicious by any means. It's a very weird, kind of funky taste, to be honest. I don't even know how to describe it. There's the spiciness from the cayenne pepper, and then the bone broth is just kind of bland, I guess. I definitely think I put too much cayenne pepper in here. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, this is about 2.5 stars in terms of taste, but about 4 stars in terms of overall satisfaction of just simply consuming anything at all. I already feel so content. I feel like I could just fall asleep right now. I drank like half of that shake that I made earlier. I waited about an hour and then I ate an entire avocado with some olive oil. And now my stomach feels like it's putting in work or something. Like I feel super lazy. I don't know if I'd say mentally tired, but my body feels really lethargic and it's hard to really focus and do just about anything. So I think I'm just gonna kind of rest for a bit. Hopefully in maybe another hour or so, I'll feel a little bit better. I don't know when the next time I'll eat will be, but I'm gonna try to do it very sporadically. So that's what I'm experiencing right now. I feel a little bit slower than when I was actually on the fast. And I don't know if that's just my body kicking into digestion mode again or what, but it doesn't really feel that good. I just feel super slow. So we'll see how I feel later on this afternoon. So that was my 5-day fasting journey. The main thing that I got out of it was a sense of empowerment. It was empowering because I know that I was able to overcome something extremely challenging. It was empowering because I was able to focus my mind on the intention of good health, and it was empowering because now I feel like making other healthy changes in my life can feel a lot easier in comparison. If my body was able to, in fact, rejuvenate in the process, then that's great too. But in the end, would I try fasting again? After going through this experience, yes. I think maybe doing a 3-day or a 5-day fast once a year might be an interesting idea to try. Any potential health benefits aside, I think it would just be a good way to perhaps keep myself grounded and remind myself that I really do live a very privileged life where I can easily get 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, whereas many people around the world simply don't have that luxury. Anyways, that was the video. Thanks again.